What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video from Project 19. My name is Austin. Thanks for being here today. And today I want to get back to the basics. And today we're going to talk about sling manipulation. How does it work? How can we make this thing a help and not a hindrance to us? But before we get into that, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, do all the YouTube things, leave a comment down below. And please stick around to the end of the video because I love leaving you guys with a word of encouragement that I think we all need in this day and age. All right, with that being said, let's get into it. Alright guys, all we're going to need today is our rifle and a sling. If you're not used to working with a sling, you're still getting this is kind of new to you, I highly suggest you don't wear a kit when you do this. Run it slick, get used to it, build the muscle memory, kind of understand what you're doing. Once you've built that foundation, then put your kit on, start to work with it because it's going to add a new layer of challenges to it. Okay, if you're not new to working with your sling, you've been doing this for a little while, highly suggest, man, run it with your kit. Just get better, get more proficient. All right, so let's get into it. So first thing we want to do, how do we put this on? And I know for some of you guys this may seem kind of redundant. This is going to be somewhat for my more new shooters, people who are looking to get more proficient and get better, right? But how do we put the sling on, right? So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go swimming. You're hear me say swimming a lot, and no, I'm not talking about Michael Phelps. But what I like to do, I like to take my hand and I put it inside my sling just like this. And I put my thumb over the top of the sling. That way I've got some kind of positive control over it, right? And I'm going to swim my non-firing hand through the sling, take it over my head, and bam, there we go. I'm in my patrol carry slash admin carry, okay? But now from here, you'll see that I've got my sling is still cinched all the way up, and I don't have a lot of room to work if I need to try and present or do whatever, so I need to set my sling to where it's going to work for me. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to call what's called set it and forget it. So I'm going to set it to one position and I'm not going to mess with it again unless I need to, like, maybe sling it to my back and tighten it up. Okay, so I'm going to set it here, and a good place for me I find is keeping my buttstock so it's about center in my chest right here, and I find this works for me. I can do a lot of work here, nothing gets hung up too bad. Okay, whatever I got to do. Okay, so we're here, so that's our admin carry, that's our patrol carry. This is where 90% of people are usually going to hang out, is right here in this type of sling configuration. Okay, but for me, I have found that if I'm shooting, if I'm running around and I'm being a little more active, I don't tend to like to run my sling in this configuration, and only because I find that if I'm wearing a kit or if I'm wearing a plate carry, I got a backpack on, whatever, this sling has a tendency to want to kind of catch up and get caught on stuff behind me, and I wind up fighting this thing, and I don't want to fight this, I want to fight the enemy, right? So what I like to do is go into what I call the fighting carry. Okay, and so all I'm going to do is I'm going to take that non-firing hand again, right? I'm going to come up, right hand's in front of the magazine well here. The non-firing hand is going to swim out of my sling, right? And look where I'm at. Now my sling is just over my neck, just like so, okay? And from here, I like it because now I can manipulate the sling a lot easier. It's got one point of contact, and it's not going to get really caught up on anything. And this is where I like to be if I'm engaging, if I'm doing reloads, whatever, I'm actively shooting, okay? That's where I like to be. Like I said, it works for me. It doesn't work for everybody. Some people are very comfortable shooting from the other position that we just talked about. It's shooter preference at this point. Everybody puts on a shirt, just some people put it on differently, right? So now, let's say I want to get my sling to my back. If I need to do some work, I need to go hands-on, I need to be able to do something and not have this thing dangling in front of me, right? I want to get it out of the way. So how do we do that? So if I'm here, right, I'm here in my patrol carry, okay, I'm going to take my non-firing hand and I'm going to grab the top of the rail right there. Okay, I'm going to take my firing hand, take it off the pistol grip, and I'm going to swim with this arm now. I'm going to swim through my sling. I'm going to come over. I'm going to change hands. I'm going to bring it around. And as I bring it around, I like to come over here and I like to cinch it down, because if it's going on my back, I want it secure on my back. I don't want it flopping around. Okay, and there we go. It's on my back. It's not going anywhere. Nice and tight. Something to keep in mind when we go to our back like this, especially if you're out LARPing with your boys, you're at the flat range, you're at a class, whatever, and there's people standing behind you. If I bend over to do something, where's that muzzle going? It's going right behind me. Okay, now I just flagged everybody. People are going to get pissed. Someone's going to come over, probably ask you to leave, and probably call you a retard. So if we want to avoid that, here's some things that we can do. Okay, so instead of bending all the way over, A couple of things I can do is, one, I can take my rifle and I can kind of swing it over to my side right here. So my muzzle's still pointing down at the ground. All right, step back a little bit here. Muzzle's still pointing down at the ground. And instead of bending over, I can take a knee. Take a knee, do what I need to do, pick something up, whatever. Stand back up. The muzzle didn't flag anybody. Another thing I can do is I can go into a squat. Okay, on the side, go down into a squat position, do my thing, stand up, good to go. Okay, so now if I want to get this thing back to the front, right, we're going from the back, we're going to go all the way back to our patrol carry. Really easy. We're just going to work in reverse order. Okay, I'm going to take that firing hand, I'm going to grab right in front of the magazine well, I'm going to bring it around up front here. Take that non-firing hand, I'm going to trade hands again. Okay, and then I'm going to take my firing hand, I'm going to swim out of the sling, and now look where we're back at. We're back to that fighting carry right there, right? Slings around the neck. Okay, if I want to go all the way forward, right, I want to go back all the way forward to my patrol carry, I'm going to take my other hand, non-firing hand, I'm going to swim back into the sling. There we go. Now I'm back to my front. Now I can set my sling. I like it, and I'm good to go. Okay, super simple, guys. Real easy to do. You know, I know it sounds like it's super basic. It's like, oh, it's sling. It's just putting slings on. It's like, but if you don't do it all the time, you're gonna find yourself fighting with this thing hardcore when you go to the range. So save yourself a little bit of trouble and a little bit of embarrassment, and get proficient with it, man. Because it's all about. It's not just about being a good shooter and making sure that we can pull the trigger and make the gun go bang, right? It's about knowing every aspect of the rifle and how to make this thing work for us. Okay. So yeah, super simple. Just work in your dry fire. You don't just have to sit here and do up down burn reps, right? Practice with your sling, just going from the front to the back and the back to the front, the front to the back, and work that back and forth and get real proficient with it. Once you've got that muscle memory built down, put your kit on and work it with it, and it's going to help so much when you go out, you start doing your training, you're out in the range, larping in the woods with the boys, whatever you're doing. All right, so real quick, we'll run through it one more time, going from the front to the back. Right, so I'm in here, I'm in my patrol carry, I want to go to my fighting carry. Non-firing hand is going to swim out. Sling is now over my neck. All right, move around, do what I need to do. Nothing's getting in my way. Now I need to do some type of carry. I need to pick something up. I want this thing out of my way. I don't want it on my back. Okay, remember, come over. Non-firing hand is going to grab the top of the handguard. My firing hand is going to swim into the sling. Trade hands, swing it over. I like to cinch it down. And bam, there we go. We're on our back. Now, going back to the front, same thing, reverse order. Going over, grabbing right in front of the magazine well. Left hand's coming over, grabbing, we're trading hands, swimming out of my sling. I'm back to my fighting carry. And now, I'm going to take my other hand, swim back in. And there we go. I'm back at my patrol carry. Now I can set my sling. We're good to go. Guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember that ammo is expensive, dry fire is free, stay strong, stay courageous, and I'll see you next time. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for sticking around for today's word of encouragement. And today's word is coming from Isaiah chapter 40, verse 29 through 31. And it says, He gives power to the weak and strength to the powerless. Even youths will become weak and tired, and young men will fall in exhaustion. But those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will soar high on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary, and they will walk and not grow faint. You know, I learned something interesting recently about eagles, and that I didn't know. And that eagles will find these warm air pockets, right? Because warm air rises. And eagles will find these warm air pockets. Instead of trying to like flap and struggle to get higher, man, they'll put their wings out and they'll grab that warm air and it'll pull them all the way up, and they won't have to sit there and struggle to get up there. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, man, how often do we as believers, right, we flap and we struggle and we strive and we try to use our own strength to carry us where we want to go, only to eventually have our strength just give out, right? And it's not until we stop and we realize that we were never meant to do this on our own. And it's when we stop and we take what we're striving to do in our own strength and we give it to God, right? We got to give it to God. And we allow Him to be that warm air pocket for us. And he takes us, man, and he takes us, and that's when he takes us and just pulls us, man, and we just soar just high above the mountains. Because our strength, our strength will always fail us at some point. At some point, our strength will give out, but his will never give out. His will never give out. So whatever you're struggling with today, I just want you to stop. I want you to give it to him. Give it to God and let him renew your strength. Guys, I hope that helps. My ultimate goal with this channel is to encourage people. As believers, we're called to encourage the body of Christ. And that's what I want to do, is I want to encourage fellow believers out there. It's like, man, it's as bad as it can look, man, it's okay, because we serve a great God, and there is hope. There is so much hope for the future. And if you're watching this channel and you haven't made that commitment to Christ, that's okay, because he's waiting for you right now. And it doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter which sin you've committed. It does not matter. It does not matter, because his grace is sufficient enough for you. And the gift of salvation was paid with a heavy price, but it's given to you, it's given to me, it's given freely. It's given freely, and he's ready to take you. He's ready to take everything that has fallen apart, take all those pieces, and he will put you back together, and he will put you back together into what you were always supposed to be. So don't wait, guys. Don't wait. Give your life to Jesus. I love you guys. I hope this encourages you, and I'll see you next time.